Got an interesting request. Who was the better team that didn't beat the Bulls out those 90s Knicks that lost in 92 93 when Jordan was playing and the 97 98 Jazz? Who was the better team? Now, and also with the coaching, Jerry Sloan, Pat Riley. This is interesting because Patrick Ewing cancels out whatever Utah had in the glass with Ostertag and Foster. But give me Karl Malone, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley. John Stockton, better than what they had at the guard position. So who was the better team? It was 4-3 in one of those. 4-2, 4-2. Who was the better team? Who do I think would have been more deserving to beating the Bulls? Out of the Knicks, Eastern Conference run in 92 93, and then the Jazz 97 98 is the question. Who do I think? If I'm going by the overall totality of just thinking about the play and putting everything in perspective, the Knicks were the favorite, but I think the Jazz were the better. I think the Stockton Malone format, I'll say it like this. If you give them Stockton Malone and a legit serviceable good center, they'd probably beat the Bulls. Because Jerry Sloan's coaching, they did get blew out in that one game in 98. But the Bulls had to play a certain kind of way to beat Utah. So actually, I think Jerry Sloan's X's and O's was a bit more problematic than what Pat Riley had with the Knicks. So this is a good question. Who was the better of the situations? Because you're asking me if Utah and the Knicks, who was the team that would who I felt was the better of the two that didn't beat the Bulls. I gotta give an edge to the Jazz. I think the Stockton and Malone thing. I say this again. Patrick Ewing needed a dynamic point guard. All due respect to John Starks, who played, was shooting like crazy. They didn't have a great tempo man to counter. And I think a guy like John Stockton, yeah, I think without a doubt. When I look in totality, now bench to bench, I think the Knicks might got the edge. But the coaching and those series is Jerry Sloan was so textbook. The Bulls had to play near flawless perfect against Utah. Aside from a couple of games that I can recall, it was pretty much neck and neck. Whereas with the Knicks, they were going grooves and they might hit some shots and whatnot. But I don't think there was really any doubt the Bulls were going to beat them. Because once we get past the physicality and the acting and some of the mean mugging and some of the things that went on, the Knicks, I don't think I thought were as good as that Utah Jazz team that was in the final. I just don't. And I think Jerry Sloan actually did a better job of X's and O's than Pat Riley. Now, Pat Riley's a better coach because Pat Riley obviously gets his teams and with greatness and what have you. However, looking at it in totality and thinking back against those Bulls teams, I think Jerry Sloan actually had a better prepared because those games were fairly close. Jeff Hornacek is underrated in this equation. Did a pretty good job. So that's how I'm looking at it in hindsight, that with all things being fair and equal, the Jazz were actually, I thought had control, especially when they were at home. And I think the Bulls kind of looked at the Knicks as kind of like a junior whopper version of Detroit Pistons. So with so much physical they could get, and they could throw bodies, but I don't think there was that guy that they were worried about per se beating them. As Stockton could go off and Karl Malone, but Stockton was a key, So it's interesting debate. But anyway, you tell me who you think out the Knicks, not early '90s against the Bulls and the Jazz, and the finals against the Bulls. Which was the better team of those two that didn't beat the Bulls, but you think was the better of the two? Please tell me below in the comments. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share the video if you like and hit that membership because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm on one time. Peace.